Our inspirational reading today is taken from one of our pink books that we call our pink books. It's gentle messages from an anonymous group of sensitives called the Brotherhood of the Followers of the Present Jesus. And it's from one of the books called Giving and Forgiving on page 9. Jesus says, "To give up is not to deny the self, for to some giving up is synonymous with self-denial. To give up the old clothing of the mind frees the self to step forth. Of this fasting the Father is proud, that you cease to fill yourself with the treasures of yesterday, and bring to me an empty cup, for I shall fill it to the brim with newness. This is the meaning of giving up. I would give you each the complete filling of the vessel, so leave not in it any old outworn ways. And as you come to me and call for me, each time present to me the empty cup, and I shall teach you anew, for yesterday's teaching is not for you today. And as you read my messages, bring to them your empty mind, that it may be filled with the new concept, the new tuning. I bring to you newness. Give up your old treasures and bring to me your emptiness, that there will be room for my treasures and my love." Thank you, Jesus, for that wonderful message. And now to give us another wonderful message is one of our ministers here at the Teaching of the Inner Christ. She's a leader and a teacher. She's a lover of animals, and she's been with the teaching for many years, and she knows a lot about the deep truths of the teaching. And here today, she's here to speak on holding fast to my true desires. Please welcome with me Reverend Elaine Fuller-Zachey.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, this bright and beautiful, invigorating morning. Holding fast to my true desires. Well, not just mine, to our true desires, right?
Right.
So we can pray to know our true desires, then meditate and listen for the answer. A thought, a word, a vision, or maybe it will appear later as an ad on TV or in a magazine or in some other way, and it will trigger an aha moment of recognition. We may also focus on what we love to do and see the desires we've come into this lifetime to follow. We love it. It's a desire. We are each a follower or disciple of our own Christ self, and our own true desires guide our destiny. We each have an overarching true purpose or true desire, and that is to uniquely express the love of God. We can hold fast to that. Love is the realization of the rightness of being, the realization that there is one life and it is perfection. There is nothing else that exists, so it cannot be compared to anything. It forms itself into the universe, the multiverse, suns, earth, water, birds, us, into everything. All are parts of the one life, and that one life is God, is perfection everywhere now, as I heard co-founder of TIC, Reverend Dr. Ann Meyer McKeever say, "My desire, my true desire, is to be conscious of God and of God's love at all times. Jesus Christ was conscious of that. As it says in the dawning of the age of life, one of the pink books channeled by Jesus, and I quote, "Nearer than hands and feet, closer to you than your very breath. That is where God is." Nearer than hands and feet, closer to you than your very breath. That is where God is. The soul desires are the true desires of the individual, and these are to be real, to realize the self while expressing on the earth, to choose freely, to love, to know God and self, and to express the self, the true self. The soul desires are the unique talents of the individual, either hidden or expressing. And if you wish to look into Being a Christ, the textbook for inner sensitivity, to read more about that, I invite you to do so. Also, the Teaching of the Inner Christ, or TIC, definition of fasting is right choices. When we make right choices for ourselves, we hold fast to our true desires, the desires of spirit. For our minds to accept fulfillment of desire, we need to be in alignment with spiritual desires. This is in unity of spirit, mind, and body, of everything. Also, when we make right choices, it leads us to physical health. Every activity of life springs from a desire. In a universe activated by love, desire is the only source of, the only true motivation for any activity. The flow of desire originates at the source of all ideas, at the I am. The seeds of the desires of an individual are implanted in the soul, which feeds them into the deep mind. All true personal desires are soul desires for the greater expression of God through a particular human being. Think of that. Our desires are from God. Therefore, we know that the most important thing we can do is to express ourselves according to our deep desires, our soul, our true desires. This is the only way to the fulfillment of our life's purposes. If for some reason we fail to fulfill our desires, we restrict our own circulation and our world. If we repress the life force within us, this way, we set a cause for mental or physical illness. And I don't want that. Do you? No. Desire is the only motivation for us to grow as God beings. We are each a follower or disciple of our own inner self, also of the true desires which guide the inner self's destiny. We can more easily follow our true desires when we recognize them, and we can do this because it's what we want to do. You know, there's no force here. When we are Christ aware, we can sense our true mental and physical needs. When we aren't aware of our true desires, we may substitute alcohol, unhealthy food, or some other activity that is harmful to us. The physical diet becomes more attuned to the body as a person becomes more attuned to their inner guidance and true body needs. The key here is not to force ourselves through willpower, but to follow true desires, right? And this will lead us to the right choices. True desires confirmed through the feeling nature, and that is the deep mind. And again, we can go to Being a Christ for more information of that. I was drawn to following my true desire to know God, yet I believed I couldn't do much while working. I didn't realize that I was serving God by making the lives of my adult English as a second language students better. I had purpose in my life, and I was happy while in the classroom. I was providing students with the linguistics and cultural tools to become happier, freer, productive members of San Diego, to take good care of their families and find good employment. All of these things are being good citizens. After the COVID-19 impelled retirement, I was 75, it was time anyway. I was free to become more involved with TIC. Here I can focus on knowing myself better and knowing God. This is Easter month. Easter Sunday is March 31st. We can all be thankful that Jesus was so in tune with his true desires. We can follow his example by praying and meditating to be knowledgeable of our true desires, how to express them the best way, and recognize the joy that our inner Christ provide. Jesus did that. We can do that. Jesus was the exemplar Christ, and we are all Christ beings. We each have one overarching, true earthly purpose, and when we know what that is, it will simplify our lives to be lives of peace, accomplishment, learning, and giving. Through accepting our deepest desire, our true desires, God speaks to us and guides us. God speaks to us in our own special individual ways. Through accepting our deepest desire, God speaks to us and guides us. And it's our own way to actually live God's love. And I quote, "There is no greater purpose than that of love. Our true responsibility is to express unchecked love, the God love." And I invite you to read God's Will, another one of the pink books, Channel by Jesus. So let's, to find more about that. So let's hold fast to that, our true desires. I thank you for your attention. God bless you. God bless you. Love.
Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Elaine.
Oh, here's a hug.
Very inspirational, as always.
Thank you.
If you have found value in today's service, we invite you to assist in supporting the teaching of the inner Christ as you are led by visiting our website at teachingoftheinnerchrist.org with your donation. We trust completely in what Jesus promised us in Luke 6:38. Give, and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, will be put in your lap. For with the measure that you use, it will be measured back to you. Thank you, and God bless you.